I really had to try and understand exactly what this board of directors had in mind and what they thought that they were actually doing or accomplishing as members of the board. And to me, it seemed rather odd, the whole process. And you know, the way your executives have laid it out is pretty accurate. That's the way it actually happened. I've been involved for a long time. I think those that don't know who I am, I can tell you I've been involved in our organization right from the first day. The first meeting, as a matter of fact, was held in my living room with Levina and myself and Butch Smither. And that was the beginning of Mackenzie. And I've never given up on the organization, and I've never given up on the people. I'm not running for anything either, by the way. And I've never, ever given up on the people. And I know that when the crunch comes, that our membership has the ability to stand up and say, no, that's not right. Or, that is correct. Or maybe we should go this way. That's what this organization has always stood for, is the opportunity and the availability of a forum for them to express their opinions and make decisions on what we should be doing. There has never been an organization, including our own, that the leadership was respected. Always, the people, when they made their decisions and they elected their leaders, everybody respected those leaders. And they got in behind them, and that's how good things happen. And a lot of good things have happened in the past. We seem to have been gradually going downhill a little bit over the last little while, and I'm really disappointed about that. And I had almost even reached a point where I was beginning to say to myself, oh, what the hell is it, you know, why be involved? Why spin my wheels when there's a bunch of other things I could be doing? Well, there's one thing about it. There's only one organization that represents the interests of the majority of the Aboriginal people in this province, and that's the United Native Nations. In fact, our organization represents all of the officer people, whether they're registered, or whether they're non-status, or whether they're Métis, who have not attached themselves to the Métis organizations. They attach themselves to our organization. They are our members, and they are people that need representation. All of you need representation to take on the struggles that we're involved in on a daily basis. And we can win. We can do things if we're working together and we create the kind of strength that is necessary to do that. Now I'm going to give you an opinion. I believe that the actions that the Board of Directors has taken is illegal. And the reason I say it is illegal is because I'm sure that if there were legitimate board members who had gone through the legal process and the proper process to get themselves elected, those people would have voted against the actions that this board has taken. And the majority of the members on this particular board are really illegal. They have not done what is necessary to get themselves elected to be the proper spokespeople for the people in their zones. And I know this, there's no question about it. How can those people who do not have the full authority take it upon themselves to decide that these two people are no longer members of the organization? Now that might be strange to you. Why would they take away their membership? Well, the reason they took away their membership is because in the Constitution it says that to be an elected executive of the organization, you have to be a full member of the organization. So I'm sure in their simple-mindedness and the way they were thinking, well, if we take away their membership, then they can't be the president and vice president any longer. They're gone. I mean, I can't understand anyone thinking along those lines. It's impossible to be able to understand that. It's really time then for the membership to stand up and to begin to be heard. There's a real problem out there. The executives here, what they inherited was something really horrible in terms of the lack of working together and support. And as a matter of fact, both levels of government just loved it the way it was. The organization at this particular time doesn't represent anybody. And the reason it doesn't represent anybody is because there have been no meetings, there has been no direction coming from the membership, the process has broken down, and people are using that particular process for their own benefit. And I heard somebody say that, one of you, I don't know which one it was, but in fact, that's what has been happening. And when you stop and ask yourself the question, why? Why from the very first day of the election, instead of the board sitting down as they have always done, all of you members here know that right after the election, the board sits down with the new executive and they talk about the plans for the coming year. And they make their plans for the ongoing meetings that are going to have to take place so they can get everything moving. That never happened. Instead, as they pointed out, they jumped in their cars and took off. What does that mean? That means that that board of directors decided that they were going to go against the wishes of the people that elected these two people. That's exactly what they did. And they have said, you people are too damn stupid. You voted in somebody that we don't want to support, so we're going to take off. So then it raises the question, well then who the hell did they have in mind to be the executive? And of course it's not really hard. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm sure everyone in here knows probably what happened there. That board of directors, in fact, was supporting somebody else. And they made up their minds they were not going to cooperate with these two people. They were not going to make it possible for them to do the work that is necessary for the membership. They were going to make it impossible for them to do that, and then they were going to look for an excuse to get rid of it. Well, that's unheard of. And I've never seen another organization in Canada that represents the interests of the Aboriginal people that were not the leaders of those organizations. You've got leaders. They're here. They're sitting right there. Those are the two leaders of our organization. And how a board of directors who are not properly elected themselves could take it upon themselves to decide that they were going to get rid of our decision, the decision that we, the members, made to make them our leaders. That means we have to do something about it. And I've got a few ideas in regards to what, and I'm not going to get into them because I want to hear what the other people have to say about that. But obviously we have to do something about it. And I want you to also know that I've also talked to a number of other past executives of the organization going back a number of years, and in the last couple of days. And they are saying the exact same thing I'm saying to you. That's what they said to me. So I'm just passing on to you what they said to me, and they're prepared to get involved now, okay? And these are people that have been sitting back and saying, what the hell happened to our organization? What's going on here? And they're saying, I'm not going to get involved in that. But they're ready to get involved now because they know that if we don't stand up now, the organization is gone. And we will never have representation for all of our people out there that need the help that they need right now. So we need to work together. And that's all I'm going to say at this point, but I'm going to say a whole lot more another time.